Hello and welcome back to a new video where today I'm going to be kind of like decluttering and just kind of showing you my favourites from my big eyeshadow collection. I've got quite a few palettes, so I'm just going to be like laying them out and tell you what I kind of like about them. So maybe it gets you interested in any new eyeshadow palettes you might want to purchase, or just interesting to see like all the eyeshadows that I have and what my favourites are. So stay tuned to see that.
So I'm going to first of all start with my absolute favourite, the Morphe 39S palette. And mine is such a mess. Like, I'm trying to get it in the quite nice sunlight, but I think it's a bit blinded. So I want to move it to over here. Ooh, okay, that's a bit better. Look how dirty. Well, not dirty, but messy this looks because of how much I use it. Like, wow. I should have cleaned this, but you know what? It just shows how much I love it and how much I use it, doesn't it? I absolutely love this eyeshadow palette because the shades are all so pigmented and they literally last the whole day on your eyes. They're so easy to blend, and these middle shades here are all multi-use. They can be used as kind of eyeshadow toppers, or you can use them as a highlight. I've been using this shade here as a highlight and it works beautifully. I would recommend this palette to anyone because it's just an amazing palette. The quality of it is really great. I used an affiliate code from a YouTuber which got me 10% off, so you can even find out affiliate codes as well to use to get a little bit of discount. So this is usually £35, but I got it for £31.50, and it's definitely worth the money. I use it all the time and I absolutely love it. So the next one I've got here to talk to you about is the Violet Voss X Nicole Concilio, I think that's how you pronounce it, palette. This is absolutely amazing. I love this palette. It's so pigmented and the gold shimmers in this are amazing. I'm going to warn you, this is also a messy one. There we go. The palette is also in such a mess. Can you tell I love the gold shades down here? These ones are absolutely gorgeous and they're so pigmented to put on the eyes. I love using them for any gold looks that I create. I also like to make quite warm warm looks with the oranges. They're all so pigmented and easy to blend out. However, there is quite a few shades in here that I haven't touched. The black, I don't really use black. I've not really used any of these shades here, just because they're not the sort of shades that I'd like from a shimmer. I like quite a vibrant, more shimmer that you can see, rather than if I was creating a brown look, I wouldn't really want to add a brown shimmer. I'd add a gold shimmer or a shimmer that you can see more. This blue one here is completely out of like, completely random in this palette, because this palette is all like oranges and browns and gold, and there's this random blue here, but this blue is so pigmented. Let me show you, and it looks amazing. Like, look at that colour. It's absolutely gorgeous to put on the eyes as well. This is just it's quite a basic palette. You can only create a certain amounts of looks with it, but I definitely recommend it. The quality is amazing and I literally just love this palette to bits. The next palette I've got is the Soph X Revolution Ultra Eyeshadow Palette. Again, this is absolutely battered. Like, let me show you. The lid has completely broken off because I've used it so much. I mean, look at that. That is completely used and completely battered because I absolutely love this palette. When I first got it, this was literally the only eyeshadow palette I used. And I always used to create like pink looks with the white cut crease. So that's why most of them have hit pan. I also used to use this brown shade here on my eyebrows as an eyebrow powder. So that's pretty multi-use. But yeah, you can see there's a few shades in here which I've not touched at all, which is like the khaki colour. Because I don't feel like I'm adventurous enough to create a khaki look. But I should definitely give them a try. But this palette is gorgeous. The quality of it is amazing. I think it's £10. Revolution products are always such high quality and just perform really well. But yeah, that was definitely a favourite when that first came out. So this next palette I've got, again, is completely messy. You can tell how much I use my palettes, can't you? Because they've all like hit pan in them. But yeah, you can tell which one, you'll be able to tell easily which ones my favourites are. This one's a bit of a random one actually, because it says on the top, Urban Decay. But I've never actually, I got given this as a present, and I've never actually found this anywhere, and I don't even know if it kind of like still exists or if it's just not real Urban Decay. But you know what, even if it's not real, like the quality of it's really good. Like the shadows are so pigmented. Again, here you can see which ones I use the most. I've not even used any of these colours here because I don't really, I've used that one a tiny bit, but I've not used this one or the green one because I don't really know what looks I'll create, but I like to use these two together. They look really good. And this one is such a pigmented gold. I think the unfortunate thing is like the pan's so small, you don't really get enough in there. I'd definitely like to rebuy this, but I can't find it anywhere. I don't even know if it's real. But yeah, these are so pigmented. Let me show you. I'll just show you this colour up here that I don't really use, just so you get an idea. Like, such a nice palette, especially when you get them on a brush as well. To be fair, that one's not the most pigmented. Like the ones down here, I think once you've took like the top layer off and dipped into it a bit more, there we go, they are really pigmented. But yeah, I don't even know where this palette's from. I just got given it a gift, but yeah, I really enjoy using it. Next up, we've got the Revolution Pro New Neutrals palette. This one it's such a lovely palette, and when I first got it, I was absolutely in love with it. But like, I still really like it. I just don't use it as much as when it first came out. Like the shades are really pigmented and they're really nice to use. Pressed glitters called Party and Golden are quite hard to use, so I didn't really use them very much. But the matte ones are really lovely and they're really pigmented and easy to blend out. I really like creating like quite dark purpley looks, like with the shades Majestic and Zoned and Karma. And I just really enjoy using this palette. It's a really nice palette. It's really cheap as well. I think it's like £10 or £12. Yeah, again, Revolution quality is great and their prices are also very great. And then we've got the Revolution Foil Frenzy palette. This one is just one of my favourites ever, I think. The quality of the foils in these palettes is truly amazing, and they are so pigmented and just look beautiful on the eyes. Let me do a little swatch. Let me move the camera down. So let's open it up. I really like I think the shades that are my favourite are, again, you can tell the ones that are a bit more messy are these three here. The gold, the purple. But let's do this hot pink here. I mean, look at how pigmented that is. And I'll do this gold up here as well. They're really soft and just honestly so pigmented. They're so easy to use as well, and they look amazing. I mean, just look at that, like, wow. Isn't that absolutely shocking how pigmented they are? And I think this palette, again, is only £8. So just like, wow, you can get such a good pigment payoff from these. They look amazing in cut creases, and that's what I use them mostly for. Next up, we've got the number 7 Maple Glow palette. This was a free gift, and a really nice free gift. I don't know, this is a bit cheeky putting this one in because it's not actually a fully eyeshadow palette. The 4 shades in the middle are eyeshadows, but then I've got a bronzer and highlighter at the top and a blusher and highlighter at the bottom. Can you tell how much I like the blusher? Already hit pan, and I've only had it for less than a month. I use that blusher every day. It's really glowy and really nice. The eyeshadows are also really nice for creating subtle looks. So that's just an all-rounder palette. Not eyeshadow palette, I know, but it's still a palette. It's an all-rounder and it's really great quality. We've got a big palette here. The Revolution Maxi Reloaded palette in Big Love. To be honest, I don't really use this one this much, just because like the shades are in it are nice. So I've used the shades here, I've used this one up here, I've used this pink here, but like all of the ones down here, like they're completely untouched. Like, doesn't this literally look like brand new? Because a lot of my other eyeshadow palettes have the same sort of colours in. Like, I bought this one to test and I thought it's really nice. The quality of it, again, is really good. Let me show you. Like that on the shimmer. Really pigmented. Really looks really nice as well. And like the pink shade up here. All pinks. And I have a lot of other pinks in a lot of other eyeshadow palettes. And I tend to sway to a bit more browns and purples at the minute. I'll probably come back to loving this palette. Because of the pinks, but I was really into pinks when I bought this, and now I kind of do like purples and browns a bit more. At the minute I like a more darker eyeshadow look on the eye, but it's nothing to say about the quality of this palette isn't amazing. I just don't use it as much as I used to. So next up, I've got this Revolution. This is one of their reloaded palettes in Marvelous Mattes. Basically the Foil Frenzy was a kind of reloaded palette. I've also got 3 more of these palettes, and the one I showed you just before was a Maxi reloaded palette, just with a lot more shades. But in this one, you get 15 shades in here. And how nice is this one? It's so bright. And again, I can't open it. And again, it's so bright, and again, you get that amazing Revolution quality. I love this palette. Like, I really like to create when I'm feeling adventurous. Like for my Instagram profile, I like to create like bright looks with this, and I created a really nice bright look with this on my Instagram when I first started out. It's really pigmented, really good. But I guess this is just the style of it. It's all mattes, but I would have kind of liked to maybe see, look at all the glitter on my hands from the other swatches, but maybe would have liked to see maybe some shimmers in here. But you know what, this is really good, really, you can literally create so many looks from this. It's unbelievable. From 15 shades, there's like an endless amount of eyeshadow looks like you could create with this. This is only £4. All of the iconic palettes are only £4. Get 15 shades for £4. And they're really pigmented, as you can see, and really good quality. I definitely recommend these Revolution Reloaded palettes. They're amazing. So I've next up got this, again, another Revolution Reloaded palette in neutrals too. Yeah, this is a lot of pinks, lots of warm shades. Oh look, I've just dug my nail in there. That's not great. A lot of warm shades. I used to use this a lot, but honestly, if I'm honest with you, I've not used it in probably like 5 or 6 months now. Just because, again, as I said when I was showing you the Maxi Reloaded palette, I don't tend to use pinks and warm shade, well, the orangey pink warm shades anymore. I tend to go for more browns and purples. But again, this is really good quality. I would definitely recommend all of the Reloaded palettes because they're only £4, and the quality of them is just amazing. Like, look at that shimmer. Real pigmented, you get real pigment payoff. That's actually a really nice shimmer. I've not used this for ages. I've kind of forgot how good they were, how nice the shimmers were. So we're on to the penultimate palette now, which again is another Revolution Reloaded one in the shade Visionary. When I first saw this palette, I mean, look at that purple in the middle. That completely stood out at me, and that's what made me want to buy this palette, just for that purple. Honestly, I never had a purple shade. Because I bought this before I bought the Morph palette. So I never had a purple shade, and I really wanted to experiment with purples. And I mean, for £4, that's completely fine because you get 15 shades in here. The shimmers are really pretty, and that purple is just amazing. It's they're so easy to blend out and so pigmented. Let me show you that purple. Look at that. It's such a nice purple, and honestly, definitely worth the £4 for the palette. Last but not least, my last, oh my gosh, look at all the eyeshadow on my bed. Not loving that. This is the Revolution Reloaded palette in Iconic 3.0. This is the last Revolution Reloaded palette. This is mainly shimmers. I think there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mattes in here. The rest are shimmers. I really like this brown shade down here and this gold shade here. I've not actually used many of these colours yet because I didn't actually get this that long ago, and I think it was half price, so it was only like £2 in Superdrug. I mean, wow, £2 for a palette with 15 colours. That's a bargain, isn't it? And again, the eyeshadows are really great quality. The shimmers are really pretty. This colour here is really nice. And also really like this one here. Because of the sun, they're shimmering so much. It looks so nice. But yeah, again, that's the last of the Reloaded palettes. I've got 4 of them all here, and they're all just great. They're all very different, and they're all just really nice eyeshadow palettes. I definitely recommend if you're just starting out as a trying out makeup as well. These are really good quality palettes and really cheap to just try out.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that little video. Well, I think it turned out to be quite long actually, of me just telling you and showing you all my different eyeshadow palettes from my large amount of makeup, like unnecessarily large amount of makeup. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in another video soon.